Who remembers high school? And who remembers adjusting to college life? What if I told you that for some students, adjusting to college life was easier than others? And it's because we came from a high school that had a block schedule. Now, what is a block schedule? A block schedule has A and B days, where from me personally, my first and fifth periods stayed the same and were 45 minutes long, and my second, third, and fourth were the alternating days and were about an hour and 15 minutes long. I said for me personally, and this is because I come from a high school that has block schedules. And because of the block schedule, it made my college adjustment way easier than some of my peers that I witnessed. I have 3 points to show you why the education system needs to implement a block schedule for all high schools. First, we'll talk about the duration of time and how it prepares us for lecture classes. We'll talk about the alternating days and how it's comparative to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday, Thursday classes that we may experience within our college schedules. Lastly, I will talk about the similarities between a block schedule for finals week as well as a college schedule for finals week. So let's jump right in. Mary, Douglas, John, and Don are authors of a journal called Block Scheduling Students' Perceptions of Readiness for College Math, Science, and Foreign Language, and they stated that the emphasis, however, is on student engagement rather than on the class time. The longer class period, 90 minutes opposed to the 42 minutes, is the vehicle for intensive and extended engagement. With longer periods, it allows students to do that trial and error period to figure out what works for their mind to pay attention throughout the duration of the class and get the most out of their education. But how does this relate to college? Well, on average, Carl Lynn Miller said that with 50 minutes 3 times a week, an hour and 15 minutes twice a week, or even 2 hours and a half a week, a student will approximately spend 150 minutes a week for a class on an academic calendar. And this is for college students. So when we are going through our lecture classes and spending up to 150 minutes, people who came from block schedules are pretty much have an idea of how that works due to having those hour and 15-minute classes with alternating days. And this is one of the reasons why we need to have a block schedule in all high schools so that it's not easy just for some college students, but for all. My second point is the alternating days, like I just said. And according to Time gives the benefits of the A and B days, saying supports deeper learning and allowing a variety of activities and differentiating instruction to occur during a single period. So this is really talking about how during block schedules, we are adjusting to getting different types of information thrown at us for a long duration of time, and how we are learning how to absorb that information and know how to get the max effort out of the class. In college, we often build our own schedules, and so our classes sometimes end up Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday. That is similar to A and B days as an A, B, A, B. Because of this, students are already kind of have an idea of how to time manage their out of class learning experience. And this is through homework, getting extra study time in for tests, extra notes, or even getting tutored. Students that come from a block schedule already know how to adjust their lives to the alternating days of their classes. This allows students to adjust to their college schedules better with implementing some of the things they've already learned through trial and error in high school. Lastly is the similarities between a block schedule and a college schedule for finals week. I said previously I went to Fossil Ridge, so I pulled the Fossil Ridge time schedule. This schedule has first and fifth period the same, like I discussed, with a longer amount of time given to take the test, much like the SFA schedule, where Our class times for our finals may have been on the same day or maybe the same time depending on the final schedule. But either way, we had longer time to take the test. Here we have our A and B days with longer times. And for lunch was third period, and we got to pick what classes to go first and everything through the superintendent survey. However, much like the SFA one we have here, our finals were based off when we met and what time we met. Sometimes may have varied and sometimes may have not. And we got to choose as students for college when we get to eat depending on our times. This all goes into how students perform. Michael D. Reddick and AASA talked about the effects of block schedules and how it already prepared students to perform. And he said that consistent evidence shows that students' grades improve, the number of students in honor roll also increases. So this similarity between block schedule and final schedules allows students to be prepared for finals week, to have an idea of how it goes. Fossil Ridge, we had an average of 82% in math and reading, which allowed a lot of us to go into our dream college, and that was very important. These are reasons why. The 3 reasons I gave you was the length and how it compared it to the lecture classes, and how alternating days gave us the chance to trial and error what's best for us. And lastly, the similarities between final week schedules. And I hope that you, after getting this knowledge, want to raise your voice and say, education system, enough is enough, equal adjustment for all. If you have little siblings, you may not want them to go through the rough adjustment you may have to college life. So I encourage you to talk to your siblings and try to go back to your old high school. Tell them how hard or how much better, your adjustment period to college life was due to your own education at your high school. I'm Sierra Rogers, your presenter, and I hope that you'll use your voice to give education system more reasons why the ISDs need to have a block schedule to benefit college education for students. And have a great day.